Hello, everyone. My name is Jenna Broom, and I am a member of the Springfield Jaycees from the great state of Illinois. And I am here to chat with some people about our fantastic Deputy National President candidate, Eric Hiatt. If my guests could introduce themselves, please.
Hi, my name is Richard St. Jean, and I'm currently serving as president of the New Hampshire JCI Senate, obviously, in the state of New Hampshire.
And I'm Bonnie St. Jean. I'm the New Hampshire JCI Senate Secretary and serve as Region 1 New England Regional Secretary.
Wonderful. Thank you guys so much for being here to talk about our friend Eric. And I don't need to get super into how I know Eric, but we met when he was originally a Springfield JC, and I have been fortunate to know him throughout all of my JC career and a good chunk of his. But what's most important is, how did you guys get to know Eric? How did you meet him and get to know him?
Well, our national vice president on the JCI Senate side, one of his goals was to try to bring back the JC chapters in states that have not had them for a really long time. And Eric happened to be our national JCI vice president. And we started working with him, and he's given us a lot of pointers. He's given us a lot of tips. He came to New Hampshire and helped us get it going. And he's been an integral part of the success that we're starting to have with the new club.
So Bonnie, there's an extension. Can you tell me, there was an extension that was chartered? Can you tell me a little bit about like where this extension is and maybe some of the things that Eric has done?
Okay, the extension is in Greater Manchester, which is the largest city in New Hampshire and in northern New England. When we approached Eric as our national vice president assigned to New Hampshire, he was there from day one, giving us guidance, helping us understand how JCs has emerged over the years, the finer points as well as the broader points in terms of understanding JCs. He met with us literally. We had Zoom meetings like once a month in preparation. We started recruiting people. When we had about 8 or 10 people, he came to New Hampshire, and it really was the catalyst for everybody to say, I'm really excited. I want to be a JC. And he facilitating the turning point, connecting our Greater Manchester JCs with younger people while the Senate sort of tried to provide, financial and emotional support to those members. Eric has been wonderful. Some talk about it being a model for expansion into returning to other states, and it worked really well. We can't say enough great things about Eric.
Well, and I'm a big Eric fan as well, even though he abandoned my chapter to go charter a new chapter like he did with you guys, got himself started with the Champaign-Urbana JCs. So I think, he's got great experience with that and always trying to bring different states back. So can you name just some of the qualities that make him the best candidate for our deputy national president in 2025?
He's enthusiastic. He's a listener. He's a go-getter. He follows through. He's a mentor to the Greater Manchester JCs themselves.
I think he has a great presence about JCs that some of us senators probably have long since forgotten. And he's explained the changes that have happened through the years since we exhausted out of JCs. Because we're both in our 70s. So he's been very enthusiastic, and like Bonnie said, he's been a go-getter since day one. So I'm not sure we'd have had the success we have with the Greater Manchester JCs were it not for Eric.
Well, and it sounds really like he's been just a truly integral part of the New Hampshire JCs coming back. And I just remember being at my first meeting, and they do the roll call and there's nobody, and you see these names and so it's so exciting to have to bring another state, especially one that has a history in our organization. So it's nice to connect the past and the present and the future all together. And then you guys get to brag a little bit on Eric. Can you tell me what he received about the award that he received?
President Hal of the US JCI Senate had these medallions. And we were delighted when Eric was recognized by President Hal for his contributions to the New Hampshire JCI Senate, as well as to the Greater Manchester Jaycees. I mean, we're very honored that Eric was a recipient, and it's honestly a very prestigious award from the JCI Senate.
And I believe we were the one that submitted him for that medallion because we think he's doing great things.
And he is, and it is truly an honor. And I think one of the things that he's really wanted to do and has really strived to do throughout his leadership is bring the Senate and, you know, the current membership together. And I think this is just a beautiful example of that happening and continuing, like you said, to be a catalyst for some really great action and active citizenship in our phenomenal organization. And so any last final thoughts?
I wish that Eric was here in New Hampshire. We would love to have him. So we're envious of you and the JCs and the contributions that he's making to the organizations.
Thank you so much. And we are incredibly grateful to have Eric, and he's really helped us discover our passion, and hopefully he will continue to do that throughout. So thank you guys so much for chatting with Eric about me. I appreciate it.
Go Eric.